What up, reader fam? Today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout tag, and this tag was created by Chammy and Ellie. I will leave links down below to their original video and blog posts. Now I know it's not necessarily the middle of the year yet. I think it's like July 2nd is when it's like the middle of the year. But we're getting close to it being July 2nd, and I'm already freaking out because I haven't read that many books this year and I want to read a lot more books. So hopefully doing this tag will encourage me to read more books. I only use Goodreads now as a way to like mark the books that I've read. I don't rate any books over there, but I was looking at my stats and I've only read 19 books this year, which I know is still pretty good, but I've done so much better in the past and I want to read a lot more books, so I've got a lot of work to do the rest of the year. Anyway, this tag is going to go over some books that I've already read this year, and I'm going to be talking about some books that I'm looking forward to reading. So without further ado, let us get started with the first question. Number 1, what's the best book you've read in 2017? Hands down, it's A List of Cages by Robin Rowe. All hail this mighty glorious book because it became a favorite the second I read it. This book just moved me in so many ways, and I wasn't expecting it to have the impact that it did on my life, but I read this book pretty early on in the year and I'm still thinking about it. So definitely my favorite of 2017 so far. Number 2, the best sequel you've read in 2017. Gotta give it to my homie Cassandra Clare with Lord of Freaking Shadows. More like Lord of Tears and Heartache, because that's what this book did to me. That ending though, that ending. And you know what? It's a Cassandra Clare book, so I should have expected it. And yeah, you're probably saying, Jesse, it's a Cassandra Clare book. Of course that's going to be an element within the story. And like, yeah, I agree with you, but that doesn't mean it hurts any less than it does. And I can't believe we're gonna have to wait forever and a day to get the last book in this trilogy. I want it now, Cassandra Clare. I want it now. Number 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. There are so many new releases on my list that I want to read that I've yet to read because I've been a bad reader this year and I haven't kept up with new releases. It makes me really sad. So let me just show you a few of them. Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. It's been out a while now and I still have yet to read it. The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, one of my most anticipated releases of this whole year. Still have yet to read it. A Conjuring of Light by V.E. Schwab. Can't even read it because I haven't even read the second book in the trilogy. History Is All You Left Me. As you can see, there's a bookmark in this book, so I started it, but did I finish it? No, because I'm a terrible person. So yeah, those are just a few new releases that I've yet to read, and I'm a little bit unhappy with myself that I've yet to read them, but hopefully I'll read them soon. Keyword hopefully. Number 4, most anticipated release for the second half of the year. For this one, I'm gonna go with the Kale novel by Sarah J. Maas. I'm not like super hardcore in love with the Throne of Glass series anymore. Like, I realize that it's got its issues, but I'm just really interested to see what this is going to be like and what's going to go down in this novel. And I know that what's going to go down in this novel is going to be important for the finale of the Throne of Glass series, so I'm just really curious as to what's going to happen in this book, and also just to see what she does with Kale, because I haven't been super happy with what she's done with him in the past, so I'm very interested to see what happens in this book. Number 5, the biggest disappointment of the year. For this one, I'm gonna go with The 100 Lies of Lizzie Lovett by Chelsea Sidoti. This book was just really strange. When I first started reading it, I thought it was going to be like a thriller story, and it wasn't a thriller story at all, but I think had it gone in the direction of a thriller story, that it might have turned out a lot better. Number 6, the most surprising book this year. For this one, I'm gonna go with Geekerella by Ashley Poston. This book was so good. It's basically this like geeky retelling of Cinderella. It's like a love letter to fandom, and it was just like so relatable in so many ways, and I just found myself enjoying it so much, and it was definitely a big surprise to me. 7, favorite new author. For this one, I'm gonna go with Robin Rowe, author of A List of Cages, because she just overly impressed me with this book. This is her first book that she's ever put out, and it felt like it could have been her like third book that she put out because it was that good. Like, the story was just written so well, and just the topics that she covered in this book she did in such a respectful way, and it just has me highly anticipating more books from her. So Robin Rowe, if you're watching this video, you should release more books because I want to read them. Number 8, newest fictional crush. I don't have a new one. It still remains to be Isabel Lightwood. I'm still waiting for her to slide into my DMs. Number 9, newest favorite character. I'm gonna go with Laurent from the Red Notebook for this one. He's a bookseller and book lover, and for that alone, I really like his character, but I also just really like the dedication that he shows throughout this book. Throughout the book, he has this red notebook and he's trying to return it to its owner, and he's just so dedicated to finding this person and to giving back their notebook to them. So I just admire his dedication, and I admire his love for books. Number 10, a book that made you cry. Definitely has to go to Lord of Shadows, because this book The ending! I will never be over it. It just made me so sad. Number 11, a book that made you happy. Again, for this one, I'm gonna go with Geekerella. This book just had this like overlaying happy feeling. Our main character does go through quite a bit throughout this story, and there's some devastating things that happen, but for the most part, this book just has like a very happy-go-lucky feeling to it, and it made me happy-go-lucky. Number 12, a favorite book to movie adaptation you saw this year. Instead of saying a movie, I'm actually gonna say a TV series, and that is the Netflix series for A Series of Unfortunate Events. If you haven't watched the series, which I actually haven't finished the series, I'll finish it eventually, you guys. I know that a lot of you guys have been waiting for my reviews of the last episodes of this series, and I promise it's coming eventually. I've honestly just been holding off because I don't want it to end. But anyways, if you haven't watched the series, it's fantastic. Read the books first, and then watch the show. Number 13, your favorite book review you've posted this year. Again, I'm gonna have to go with my A Series of Unfortunate Events reviews. I've done reviews for the first 3 books in this series, and I just had so much fun rereading these books and then reviewing them and sharing with you my love for this series. Number 14, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. I think I'm gonna have to go with the UK edition of Caraval. I have the American edition as well because it's also really beautiful. Look at that, both of these covers are beautiful, but I still feel like this one takes the cake. We've got the shiny gold on the cover, and then it's like split colors. So the back of the book is completely white, the front of the book is completely black, and both sides have gold details, and I really like that about it. And then underneath the jacket of the book, we've got this nice gold detail on the book of a clock. I think every edition comes with something different on the cover as well, and I got the clock here. It's very, very nice. Aesthetically pleasing, that's for sure. Number 15, what books do you need to read by the end of this year? There are honestly so many that if I told you every single one, this video would end up being like 2 hours long. So I will just tell you one series that I really want to get through this year, and that is like completely on my priority list, and that is the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I've been wanting to read this series for a really long time now, so I've decided that this is going to be the year that I do it. You guys have to hold me to that. So that was the mid-year book freakout tag. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. It was a lot of fun filming it, but it also just made me realize how I haven't read very many books this year, and how I want to read so many more books the rest of the year. So here's to reading all the books the rest of this year. I want you guys to let me know down below in the comments what book has been your favorite so far this year, and also which book has been the most disappointing. Let me know down below in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. I post videos frequently on this channel, so if you want to be notified as to when I post new videos, be sure and go and hit subscribe. Also hit the little bell icon and you'll be notified as to when I post new videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you soon with a new video. Bye, chew.